Hello all and welcome to the latest Craft Mania Sunday Showcase. Now today I have the most products we have ever tried to fit into one of these videos and the most special offers ever. And the reason for this is that we're trying to say thank you to you all for your support this week. Not only have we managed to meet our 100 subscribers on YouTube, we've also hit the 2,700 followers mark on Facebook, and our Glitter Kiss video, our Sunday Showcase from a little while ago, has just received its 1,000th view. So thank you so much if you're responsible for any of them little milestones we've hit this week. And as a thank you, we want to reward you with some great offers. Now the very first one is if you're one of our loyalty card holders, this week only we have triple points on everything in store. There is no minimum spend on that one, so just pop in your card and anything you purchase you will receive triple loyalty card points. If you're an online shopper, because our loyalty card doesn't work on there, instead we're offering you free P&P all week long. Now there's no minimum spend to that one either. We've always had it that if you spend over £35 you receive free P&P. This week and this week only there is no minimum spend whatsoever. So bear that in mind as I show you through the marathon product selection I have for you today. Now we're going to be looking at some brand new dies. That's what your new product is for this week, is these amazing creator card dies of this gorgeous Christmas theme. And I'm just giving you a little glimpse of these because I'm going to tear you away and show you lots of other offers, and then I promise you I'm going to bring you back to those and show you some lovely cards I've made and tell you lots about them ones. But before we do that, let's talk about the Glitter Kiss. Now as I say, this week we've hit our 1,000th viewer, and I'm really impressed by this. I'm really grateful to all of you who have bothered to watch. Now because of that, we're going to bring back the Glitter Kiss offer. So we've brought in all of the colours again that you'll be able to see on the video, and we're going to extend the offer again for this week. So that means you can buy any 3 colours for £18, any 6 for £33, or any 9 colours for £45. And on top of that, we're also introducing a brand new colour, and that's Frosted Sparkle, which of course says what it does on the tin as such. It's perfect for snow. It's just a really lovely iridescent colour that you can add on to so many things to give it a really nice glittery finish. So let's run you through the colours. We have of course the Frosted Sparkle I just spoke about, Blue Teal, Sea Green, Sky Blue, Lavender Kiss, Sahara Gold, Golden Sand, Pink Sapphire, Silver Chrome and Antique Rose. Now I won't talk too much about these. If you do want to see more about them, do pop back on our YouTube and have a look at our previous video. On Facebook and on our YouTube video for today, the one you're watching, I will post in the comments the link to the Glitter Kiss video so you can find it quite easily. So do pop back and have a little look at that one. The cards in front here just show you some of the things you can do with them. So on here I've used the Glitter Kiss on the flowers to go over the embossing folder in the background. Same on here, I've actually blended a couple of colours together on there. I've also used them to just distress around the edges of these and the flowers. And on this one I've used it for a stencil and gone over an embossing folder again. All of those cards and more beside are in a lot more detail on that video, so do go back and have a little look at that one. Now this product is very similar to what we were talking about last week. I don't know if you managed to catch last week's video, or in fact if you managed to get your hands on any of the product. It went so quickly, it was amazing. We were looking at the metallic gilding polish. Now that we sold out in under 24 hours, and I promise you we had literally hundreds of these to go through. So I know many of you went wild for these. So with that in mind, we've brought in 4 brand new colours to tempt you with even further. We have Mediterranean Blue, Copper Shine, Enchanted Gold and Ocean Teal. That's added on to our original 7 colours, and now the majority of these are back in stock as well. We have Fern, Pearl Luster, Purple Mist, Silver Dream, Purple Paradise, Rich Red and Gold Treasure. Now again, I'll pop in the comments the link to the video for that one as well, so if you do happen to have missed it, you can pop back and have a little look at it. And because of their back in stock, and because we've introduced 4 new colours, we're going to continue the offer whereby you can buy any 2 jars for £10. Now these are normally £5.50 each, and if you do just want to buy one of them, that's no problem at all. But if you would like to continue with the offer, you get 2 jars for £10. Now, of course, you can mix the new colours with the old colours, so if you are one of those people who've only got a couple of jars and are really loving it like I am and you want more of them, this is a really good time to stock up. If you've got all 7, then why not treat yourself? For 20 quid you could have the 4 brand new colours. Now we're going to work with these for a moment and show you a little bit more about them before I move on and talk about more offers and more products for today. So we'll start off just by showing you how easy these are to work with. Again, I'm not going to go into too much detail because there is a video for these from last week. So if you wish to see it, do pop back and have a look at that. But I did think I'd just show you how nice these colours work. So this, of course, is our Mediterranean blue. Now, if you haven't seen these in action before, isn't that easy? Now, all I'm doing is using just ordinary white cardstock, and I'm just brushing this across here to create that effect. Now, on the video you see, or can see from last week, you'll see that you can use these on wood, and we can use them on stencils to get different effects. You can ombre the colours. There's just so much you can do with them. You can even stamp with them. If you use a clear stamp, you can apply this to the stamp and then actually stamp with it. You can also stamp on top of it as well. So if that's something you wish to do, you can of course make your own pearl and then stamp on top. They're really nice to use on die cuts, so you're going to be seeing that with some of the new dies today. Oh, come back. Now this one's lovely. This reminds me so much of the Centura White, the one with the hint of gold. Got a little bit of streak of the copper here. I really should be more patient, but hopefully you won't see that too much. But it is a really lovely colour to work with. And then last of all, we'll do you one of the ocean teal, just so you can see that as well. This one I think is my favourite. So Moorish. And the first thing I thought of when I see it was the Disney film Frozen. And of course that's inspired one of my cards today as well. But if you can just see the Moorish colours, how lovely they are to work with. Now, another thing I have come up with that you can do with these this week is you can use them on top of funky foam. So with that in mind, I've got one of the dies that we're going to be looking at a little later on, and I'm going to show you this with the gold colour, because I've just shown you the gold on the white, but I wanted to show you how really nice it looks on dark colours as well. So if you brush this across here, as you can see, this is on top of funky foam, don't forget. So you're going to get that really nice crisp inlay colour from the colour of the foam you're using. So where I've got black foam, all the inside stays in that nice black colouring, but this will just brush over the top of it. Now when you're working on foam, because it's not quite an absorbent surface as the card or the wood that we've used on previous examples, you will have to leave it just a few minutes to let it dry. Not even minutes really, just about a minute I suppose, but it'll depend how thick you apply it. But I just wanted to show you how really nice that gold looks on top of black. Isn't that lovely? Gives you such a lovely pearl. And of course, where I'm using this on top of the foam, it means you can take any funky foam and turn it into a pearlised funky foam, which again gives you loads more options. So with that in mind, we've gone and got you a funky foam offer. So this week we have blocks of 50 A5 sheets. Now these would normally cost you $5.99, but this week they're only $4.99. Now, of course, if you don't want to colour these, you don't have to. As you can see, the colours layer really nicely together as is, so you don't have to add anything to them. But if you do wish to, you certainly can. A lot of the samples I'll be showing you from the dies today, I've coloured them with the 4 new colours of the metallic wax, so you'll actually get to see them and see the different colours and how they work. But this is really is an essential. You're going to want these. And of course we have limited stock, so don't miss out. And the fact that you're going to get them for $4.99 and you're either going to get free PMP or triple loyalty card points makes this even more of a reason that you've just got to get them. So let's talk about our glitter kiss for one last thing. As I'm in my demo area, we'll have a little look at that, and especially while we wait for the layer of that to dry on our piece of funky foam we just did. So this is the frosted colour, the frosted sparkle, and I just wanted to show you this. This is a little die cut flower I've already made. I've then brushed against the edges with the copper shine from the metallic wax, and now I'm just taking the frosted sparkle and just layering that over the edges, just so it looks like a bit of a snowy tip to them. And this is a really nice thing to do to your flowers, especially Christmas flowers. Just gives them a really nice Christmassy effect. And this obviously is still wet and doesn't look as wonderful as some of the ones I'll be showing you on my flowers and cards a little later. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to just brush this and apply it. You don't have to do it over the embossing folders. There are millions and millions of uses that you could do with this product. And I think it's another one of them that you're really going to want to have. So let's go back to this one. So this is the one where we've done the gold already on the black. I just wanted to show you that before we talk about the dies too much, one of the really nice things I've found with these is how you can use them as stencils as well. Now I know a lot of dies say that they can be used as stencils, but I don't tend to bother. But with this one, because it's got such really lovely open work on these three designs, this is a really lovely way to just give you a different effect. So you're going to see completed sample cards of this in a little while, but I wanted to show you how I've achieved it. So I've got my black funky foam, I've gone over it with that gold enchanted wax first of all. Now I've got the copper shine, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this over the top here. Now if you did see last week's video, you're going to remember that because we're stenciling through it, we just dab over the top. We don't stroke, because if you do, it will go through it and look a little bit more messy. With this, you can just literally dab it over the top of it. Now I'm not going to do all of this because that'll be boring for you to watch, but hopefully you're going to get a little idea of what's coming up on my completed cards just through that little corner bit there. So you can see that you can pick up this really lovely detail really easily just through them. Now if you're worried about your dies, don't be, it washes off. Even if you're naughty like me and leave it an hour or two and it's dried, you can still just wash it off. Just hot water just removes it. You don't even have to scrub or anything. It really is easy to work with. So that's another way in which you could use that product with today's brand new product. So let's have a little look at them, shall we? We've sort of teased you with them a little. Let's talk a little bit more in detail about them. So we have 3 different creator card dies for you. These normally retail for $15.99, but this week they're only $12.99 as your Sunday Showcase offer. Now of course you can still get free P&P with that, or you can get your triple loyalty card points. So of course if you was to buy one and get your points, you're going to get 39 points on them, which is just a really lovely way to fill your card. That's nearly a third of your card filled per die you purchase. So free and the extra one, and you will have probably filled your card. No Carol Vorderman, but I think that's how it would work. So a really good way to get lots of points really easily. One of the nice bits with these dies is that the piece in the middle here, you get an optional die. It comes free included with it, and if you wish to use it, you can do, and it will mean that your die will cut out an aperture for you to decorate. If you don't wish to use it, it means that that panel will be left as a solid. Now, of course, we've got an oval in the middle of this one. You've got the square in the middle of this one, and then we've got our lovely 50p shape in that one as well. I'm purposely avoiding calling it a hexagon or octagon because I can never ever remember, and if you've watched my videos I've had to confess this before. It's just one of the mental block things I have. Moving forward, we have our oval. Now this one I've done out of a different cardstock. We'll talk about the glitter card in a moment, but this one I've just done out of Centura Pearl, just to show you how nice the embossing is on this one. Again, you could stencil through all of those if you wanted to, if you're using the inks, or if you wanted to do it with distress inks or something, you could. But it's just a really lovely die to work with. Lovely, really nice intricate work around the edge of it, and you'll quickly notice that this layers quite nicely on top of the oval die as well. You can use it with the others if you wanted to, but it does really go nicely over the top of that oval, and you'll see that on one of my cards shortly. That die on its own is normally $9.99, but this week for your offer it's only $7.99, and of course you'd once again get your points or your free P&P. Now the glitter card that's been used on here is another product that I introduced you to recently. This is our glitter card. Now if you are going to be stocking up because of the points of the free P&P, this is something you might want to add to your shopping list. You get 10 sheets in here for just £3.50. It comes in a whole host of colours, and it's really lovely to die cut. I even showed you on one of our recent videos how you could stamp on it and colour it as well a couple of weeks ago. So again, lots you can do with that one. With glitter in mind, I wanted to just refresh your memory as well of our glitter we introduced you to last week, because you're going to see that again on some of my cards coming up. We have our really mixed fibre style glitter, so by that I mean you get multiple sizes of glitter flakes per jar, and it gives you some really nice vintagey effects. Colour wise, we have our silver, our gold, our frosted, our green and our red. Now the frosted one is really lovely because it's quite transparent, so when you do put it onto anything it really does just look like icicles and frosting. Really, really Moorish, but you'll see a lot of them on the cards I'm about to show you. So let's head that way and have a look at some of the things I've created with those dies so that you've got an idea of what you could be doing with them if you wish to. So this is card number 1. Now I'm going to show you this slightly different today. I'm going to show you per die. So we're going to start off by looking at the one with a square in the middle of it. Now of course with this one you can use it as a diamond if you wish to, or a square, and there's lots of options for that either way. For my first card, what I've done is I've cut it out of just white card. I've then gone over the top using the gold, I forgot the name myself, enchanted gold metallic polish. And that's gone over the top of this to give it that really nice sheen. I've then just pushed the sides in and glue gunned them down. By doing that, that's pushed the actual panel out and give me the ability to fold these up into the air just a little. Around this, I then have some dies that I've layered. Now that's our small poinsettia die, and I've gone for different shades of blue and white. And then across the edges of it, I've again popped on that golden metallic polish, just to give it a bit of a frosty effect. In the middles, I've pumped in a bit of glue gun and put on top of the frosted white glitter, which as you can see gives a really nice snowy effect on there. Now picture-wise and sentiment-wise, this is something else I thought I ought to refresh your memory of. We've had a top-up delivery of these, so we've got lots of them back in stock. These are our top-up offer sheets. So by that, they're A4, they're already die cut for you, so everything just pops out and is ready to use. They're 59p each, or you can buy any 10 for £5. And you're going to see these dotted through quite a few of my cards today. I've actually used the dies that come included with your offer dies this week to cut them down slightly. And there is over 50 designs of them as well, so don't think it's just the 10 I've shown you. There's all different topics. I've even got a little pig one hidden away at the end here. They're not all Christmas, so if you are getting a bit near for Christmas, do have a look at them because they're well worth getting. And of course, I know I keep on about it, but with free P&P, why not just order 10 of them? Get them sent directly to you. It's only 50p a sheet for a die-cut topper sheet. That's a bargain. Or of course, if you do want to collect them in store, you'll get triple points. So one of them sets, you get another 15 points on your card. Again, no, you just can't lose, can you, really, with these? So, in the middle of that one, we have our little wolves, and then we have our little sentiment down the bottom from that one. Moving on, we'll have another look at another card made with that die. So this time, I've gone for a white card again. I've gone over the top of it with the dark blue, the new dark blue, but I forgot its name. I think it's Mediterranean, but I haven't said these enough to get them committed to memory. So we're going to go with the idea it's the dark blue Mediterranean, the metallic polish, and then I've stenciled through it again with the teal colour. So I know I've shown you once already that very vintage effect with the copper and the gold, but of course you could do much more modern and bright colours with it if you wanted to. Now under the edges of this one, I have again bent them up into the air, and I've put some peel-offs in here. Now watch out, because we're going to be doing a series of videos of top tips, and I'm going to be showing you how I've created these peel-off effects really, really easily with just a simple little hack, and this will be one of the cards that will feature in that. So if you do subscribe to our YouTube channel, you of course will be notified when our top tip videos start appearing, but it won't be too long, so do keep an eye out for them. Down the bottom of the card, again we've done that same secret technique with our poinsettia peel-offs, and then under that we have a piece of white card that I've stained with the Mediterranean blue again, and then I've got the first look at that really lovely oval die, again cut out in white, and I've gone over that one with the teal instead. The little dots around here that you may be seeing are actually the dots that come off the sheets of peel-offs. So again, I know I have to mention these. If you do want cheap gems, we do just sheets of dots, or a lot of the flower peel-offs do actually come with them little dots mixed in with them, and they're perfect for just little bits like this. So really nice use for those. So that was die square. Now let's move on to our... Oh, before we do move on, I wanted to show you this. This is another one of them colour schemes that I just show you how to make. This is that die done in the same way. So off black funky foam, gone over with the gold, and then gone over with the copper, just because I didn't want you to feel it had been left out, because I've shown you one version. That's that version of it. And now we're going to move on to the oval die. I wanted to show you what I'd actually created with it. So this was one of the first ones I did, and I just popped it into the background and made quite a steampunk vintage style. From the minute I coloured them with those inks, or polishes I should call them, all I could see was like a really steampunky effect. So I wanted to work with that, and I've done the same onto the oval again. I've then used the same polishes on just the oval that actually cuts out, because that's worth mentioning. This oval that cuts out from your oval die fits in the middle of the oval delicate dye, shall we call it, perfectly. So if you do want to layer all three together, that really is a lovely buy to add into your set, and it'll work really well with this. So I've again gone over it with polishes. I then heat embossed on top of it my steampunk poinsettia and then coloured it in with alcohol markers. The flowers again are just white card. I've then gone over them with the gold colouring of the polish, and then I've gone over the edges with the copper. I've put a little bit of glue gun in the middle and added on the copper glitter. And then I've just tried to keep the edge quite simple. I sort of wanted a bit of a modern steampunky effect. So it's a bit of a mix mash of styles in that one, but hopefully it's one you quite like. Moving on, because I wanted to show you really with this oval die, the same with all of them, that although you've got one die, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily pigeonholed into a theme. So obviously we've done steampunk with this one. I then wanted to show you how you could use exactly the same die to do Art Deco. Now this is one of the Art Deco stamps that we had on one of our recent Sunday showcases. If you haven't seen them before, there's a couple of different versions. They're only $5.99 each. Again, there is a whole video showing you our whole Art Deco collection, and the majority of it is still in stock. So if you didn't get it at the time, now is a really good time to get hold of some of them as well. This is just one of the stamps off of it. This time I've done the copper colour of the wax over the top of the card, and then in the middle of it through the stencil I've done the gold. So I've sort of reversed the system a little bit here, and because it's a lighter cardstock it gives you a different colour scheme. Again with the poinsettias, they're just white. I've gone over them with the gold and then frosted the tips using the copper again. The poinsettias I'm using are these ones here. I often show you these ones. These are our $24.99 Teflon coated ones. We've also brushed past them now, but I used the little ones a little while earlier, and that was what we did our frosted sparkle on at the beginning of the video. They're only $11.99 and a really nice little poinsettia to use. Because they're Teflon coated, they just pop out really easily. So if you haven't got a poinsettia die yet, I'd highly recommend one of them too. On the rest of this card we have just ordinary matter and layering going on in the background, and I did want to draw your attention to our little pins as well, because I've used these on a couple of the cards. You may have noticed them already, but these are really nice. You get 30 of the pins for just $2.99, and of course you could colour them with pro markers or Sharpies or anything like that if you wanted to. You could even heat emboss them. There's loads of different techniques you could do to colour them if you wanted them coloured, but I quite like them in the ivory colour and thought they worked quite nicely in this one as well. The peel-offs you'll notice are hanging off over the edge. That again will be discussed on our technique video when it's, or top tip video we're calling them, when that's uploaded, so you'll get to see a little bit more about that one too. Moving on, I'm going to show you our last die, which is our funny shaped 50p one, which I can never remember the name of. So again with this one I've tried to do a few different ideas showing you different ways in which you can use it. So for the first time when I did this, I did it on white card. I went over it with the teal metallic polish, and all I could think of was Frozen, as I confessed earlier. So I popped online and just searched Olaf template and found that Disney had made these themselves for you to use. Now I'm pretty sure Disney are quite funny with copyrights, so I doubt you could print these, make them and sell your cards with it on. But like I would, I'd just pass this on to my niece, who is a major Frozen fan. And for those of you that know us, I don't mean Sophie. I have another niece who is only 7 and would absolutely love this. Although Sophie probably would love it too, in fairness. But you can just cut these out and build them up. They're on Google, free of charge. So it's not necessarily the nicest image, but it does work really well with what I was aiming for today. So in the background here we have more of the white card that I've just gone over with the same teal. Worth mentioning actually on here, and I don't know how well you're going to pick this up, is the white glitter. I've just popped that on with some glue to give that really frosty effect over the top of it. And then down the front here we have that decorative oval panel again, and then we have a different flower, because I thought it being a little bit more modern we'd go for more of a daisy style flower. That's this die here, it's only $7.99. In the middle of that one I've pumped in glue gun and put on top the silver glitter. I then did the, oh well actually I'm lying to you, I did the frosted kiss against the edges of it first, then did the bits in the middle, forgetting that I'd done the frosted kiss. So when I put the silver on, it actually took to some of the frosted kiss, which I actually quite liked. And worth noting that if you do the frosted kiss, you could then add on another colour of glitter as well, and it will, if it's still wet, hold on to a little bit of that and give you another depth to it as well. So I quite like that effect, but it certainly wasn't planned, so I'm sure I shouldn't confess this, but it's good that you can learn from my mistakes too. Moving on, we have another one of our cards. I'm lying to you, aren't I? I just told you that was this one, and it isn't at all. It's still our oval. So I've got confused. I do apologise. That was still our oval die. That was my third version of that, wasn't it? So we had our steampunk version, our Art Deco one, and our kids card, which was more what I was trying to aim at with these, was to show you how one die could go for 3 different themes. So sorry about that. My tables are so cluttered today, everything's so close, it's enough to fry my brain, so I do apologise. Also on the top of the Olaf card, which I didn't mention, was our little snowflake border die. This one was only $7.99 and went really well with the Frozen theme. Again, it's one that we've used on the Sunday Showcase before, so if you haven't seen that one, you might want to look at it. Or you might even have it in your stash already. So, let's go back to this one. Let's reintroduce you to our dodgy 50p one that I can never remember the name of, and look at the cards that I've actually made to go with that one. So, I thought I would brave a shaker box. Now, I'm not very good at shaker cards, and everything tends to leak when I do them. But I have found a bit of a nifty cheat. So, what I've done is, I've done this before as well, so I might have spoken you through this previously. But as you've got funky foam on offer, it's well worth thinking about this set to do this with. So, I've taken 2 sheets of blue funky foam, I've cut the die out, and then I've stuck the 2 together. Completely stuck them together. On the back of it, I've then stuck a piece of acetate, and on the top of it, I've stuck a piece of acetate. Adding the balls in the middle before you attach one of the sides of acetate. Doesn't matter which one, but put the balls in place. I've then cut another layer of this just in white card, and then I've coloured it using the teal metallic polish. But that will seal the balls in the middle of it and create my shaker card. I've then just stuck a picture on the back of it, and because it's all acetate the whole way through, you just see that picture on the back, and it makes a really nice shaker card. Now, in fairness, I made 2 mistakes. One, I forgot to check what was in here before I sealed it, and I have a really annoying little piece of grit that's doing my head in. And 2, I think I put in a few too many of the balls. But because they're so cheap, I sort of got a bit carried away. And with that in mind, if you haven't seen these are our little bags of shaker balls. They're only $1.99 for a bag, and it's quite amazing. You could probably do 3 or 4 of what I've done with it and still have some left over. So they're really nice, and I just thought it'd make a different and more interesting present box. Now, of course, you could do a card to go in here if you wanted to, or you could just pop a little gift in there, whatever you wish to. I've just done so many cards today, I thought it'd be fun to do a box and show you one of those instead. I then have a large poinsettia die and a foliage die. Again, I don't know how well we're going to pick up on this, but I've just gone across the edges with the frosted kiss just to pick up a little bit of a snowy detail on them. Just really goes so nicely. I don't know how well you'll see it on film, but it really does give it a nice Christmassy effect. At the back here, we have another one of our funky foam die cuts. This time I've used grey funky foam, and I've gone over it with the copper colour. I've then used a glue pen and gone around some of the details and highlighted them with the copper glitter just to tie it all in. Just shows how well these colours work together. And then in the middle we have one of the die cuts again from one of the sheets I showed you. And I don't know if you're going to see it. I'll try and give it a little bit of a wobble, but I've gone around the edge of it with that golden metallic polish again, just to show you how nice it is as just a distressing tool, and it just gives that sort of a golden sheen to it to match in with my metallic-y colour scheme of the rest of the card. This was a really, really quick and simple card, the sort that you do for people you're not too worried about, but just want to knock a few out. Really simple. That's one of the beauties with these dies, because they look so intricate. They look like you've spent hours doing lots of work, where in reality you don't necessarily have to if you don't want to. So with that in mind, we have another one of those. This is the same shape die again. Again, it's been done out of funky foam. This time, trying to remember, I did grey funky foam this time, and then I've gone over it with the teal polish again. I've cut the shape out in the middle. I've stamped on top our gorgeous little snowmen. Now again, you may recognise these from one of our Sunday Showcase videos. These ones are only $5.99, but they're super cute for creating scenes with. And I've still got a few of them in stock, so get them while they're here. I've just stamped him on, added the snow drift underneath, and then I've gone over the top with our frosted glitter. This is the loose glitter and a glue pen to give him his snowy effect, and then just coloured in the rest with alcohol markers. And then behind all of this, I've got another piece of card here and one here for our topper that again I've used the teal polish on just so it all coordinates perfectly. And luckily, of course, because we stock millions of ribbons, we have an exact colour matching ribbon too. So if you are falling in love with that polish and you're thinking you want to build up on that colour scheme, then we do have matching ribbons as well. So I think that concludes all of the wonderful samples I have to share with you today. So we'll just do a very quick run through of all of the different offers so you don't hopefully forget any. So don't forget, this week you can either have free P&P or you can collect triple points on in-store purchases. On top of that, we have loads of offers for you. So you have the Glitter Kiss, which don't forget to go back and watch that video. You can buy 3 jars for £18, 6 for 33, or 9 jars for 45. And don't forget the new frosted white colouring. We then have the Funky Foam, where you're getting 50 sheets, which should be $5.99 for only $4.99. And then down here we have the metallic polish as well. And I seem to have, oh, there it is. We have the 4 new colours, the 7 original colours. You can buy any 2 jars for £10. Really great way to stock up on the new colours. We then also have, of course, a die offer. So these are normally $15.99 per die and will be after this week. But for this week only, you can buy any one of them for just $12.99, which of course is your oval, your square, or let's call it the 50p die, because I can't remember if it's a hexagon or an octagon, but I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. And then lastly, we have a delicate oval die, which should be $9.99, but is only $7.99. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. As always, thank you so much for watching. All of the cards I've shown you today will be put onto our Pinterest account, so if you do want to go and pin them, you can do. If you are a YouTube follower as such, it'd be lovely if you subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate it. Don't forget, if you want any of the products shown in today's video held for you, pop them in the comments on YouTube or on Facebook and we'll have them held for you up until next Saturday. Besides that, I will see you next week for our next Sunday showcase. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.